not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla. Boy Big Vern, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is on a hot as hell Tuesday. Already 80 degrees outside. My goodness. I don't even know if you take your pets out to use the bathroom, they pretty much might evaporate as they pee. My goodness, it's hot. Oh my God. But it's also hot here in the studio. The first segment, we talk about the most gutless, spineless guy in the NBA, Kevin Durant. The new Kevin Durant con is that Houston gave up not only a future scorer, but they also gave up a great defender and multiple picks to receive Kevin Durant. That's it. Yay. That's it. Then we talked about the criminal complaint against Fat Joe. Oh my goodness, the hellscape that's all about. Also, why is Jay-Z and Roc Nation in that lawsuit as well? Nobody's covering that at all but me, with a wink and a nod. And so from the world of hip hop, we go to boxing. The biggest boxing match is set to take place in September. Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo, Saul Alvarez. What did I see that a lot of people didn't pick up in these pressers? We'll go through that when we get back from a quick 20 from a rap album. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern. Y'all know how we do. We got a new rap album we promoting this month, Apathy. Mom and Dad in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is The Great Flood. Oh my goodness. That with Lil Vic, oh man, that track goes hard. Put the Money in the Bag featuring Lil Vic. Man, him and Lil Vic be running it back to back in them albums, man. I'm for real. Blue Collar Scholar, Vintage Canvas, Old Lime Like Old Times, and Wailers. Apathy. Mom and Dad in stores now. Apathy, shout out to Apathy. Y'all know I've been an Apathy fan since Honky Kong. I got a big Apathy library on my play phone. Yo, trust me, it's crazy. So, going into this fight, when I first saw Terrence Bud Crawford in Canelo, I was just like, well, I don't think that's gonna work. I was just like, he's at 147, Crawford going to 154 to dominate probably. I didn't see him jumping up all the way to 168, but Bud is built different. He's built different. Now, yes, Canelo, he's been in big fights before. You know, you look at his resume, but also you can take some of those wins on that resume and put an asterisk by him. You know, his little weight gains of weight draining fighters and calling smaller fighters up, the performance enhancement drugs, and taking somehow rigged cards where one judge gives him the fight no matter what. You know, he's the only megastar in boxing that can't cut the ring off and still has stamina issues. He's shot late in fights. And if Canelo can't get you out of there, we saw that in the Ryder fight. If he can't get you out of there, then pretty much he's going to just go the distance. That's it. Now, knowing all of this, Bud scares him because not only does Terrence have the ring IQ, he can go from orthodox to southpaw. And if you don't know how to defend against that, which Canelo struggles against southpaws, this bothers him. Chepe Reynoso knows this. They know this. And Canelo, he's acting out of character for this fight. He's acting out of character. He's always the cool, level-headed one. When these fights come around, it's usually his opponents, and they come at him like fanboys, and they really don't want the smoke. The only guy who really wanted to smoke with Canelo was Caleb Plant. He's the only guy who ever stood 10 toes down when it came to Canelo and stood his ground and said his piece, and it bothered Canelo because visibly Canelo was upset, because he talked about his legacy. And I'm not saying anything anybody hasn't. But he seems to be afraid of Terrence Crawford. And I'll explain this. He's afraid of Terrence Crawford. His mannerisms, his speech, the way he reacts to Bud face to face, or even comments aimed at Turkey like, what did he do? Talking about, oh, I know you're Turkey's boy, and you're going to be very sad. I've never heard Canelo Alvarez address any promoter on any card about them having a favorite going into win. I've never heard that before. Also, Crawford isn't at the back end of his career, and he's coming off a loss or funny decisions, and Canelo hasn't fought like somebody like that since Erislandy Lara. And we all know how that fight turned out. There is a large segment of the boxing community that saw him get outclassed and saw him get beat, dare I say, worse than Floyd Mayweather. Lara, in that fight, was in no danger at any point going into that fight. And you got to be real about it. Tell you what, give me another album. It's your boy Big Vern. It's your boy Big Vern. Come on now, you know how we do it. New R&B album out. Coco Jones, Why Not More, extended version in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Taste. That song gonna get you in a lot of trouble. For real, fellas. That's one of them late nights. Done it. AE, oh my God, is wild too. Trust me. If you ain't ready, then don't put that one on. That's grown folk music right there. Thing for You, it's a real record too. Look, 90% of women do and feel the way she sings in that song. Listen, that's a real record. Other Side of Love, that's another deep record. Cause man, she be singing about some real situations. Go get the album, man. Coco Jones, Why Not More, in stores now. So peace and love to Coco Jones. She's a talented artist. Make sure you go ahead and get it. It's a good project. Also, man, she fine as hell. Oh, girl, it's What was that? Anyway. The keys to victory for Terrence Crawford. He can work beautifully behind the jab. Now, he's got a 74-inch arm reach advantage. This is problematic for Canelo because Bud has a high ring IQ. He can keep him, he can work beautifully behind the jab and keep it in Canelo's face. And when Canelo goes to engage, he can turn him on pivots. Now, most of you all will be like, oh, that's running. No, it's a pivot. It's a pivot. Because if Canelo is trying to go ahead and get in close, like I said, he's got a 74-inch arm reach advantage. So Canelo has to go ahead and not only time that jab, but he has to go ahead and weave the shot and try to get in to land a counter. But if Bud is able to go ahead and pivot, he can actually walk Canelo into a shot that he doesn't see coming. Again, you get hurt with the shots you don't see coming. Now, he has to stay off the ropes in order to keep this competitive and for him to have a chance and to stay alive in the latter rounds, because Canelo has stamina issues. After round 10, he's got nothing to give you. And it isn't a thing where Canelo knows these guys are heavier and then he weight drains these guys and now they're weaker around the 10th round, and then they can stay on par with him. They can't stay in front of him. And then that allows him to beat the body and go to work on people while he has the weight advantage. This is something totally different. Bud is coming up. Bud is not bigger than that division. He's coming up. He carries his weight really well. So he's not going to be tired because he spars heavyweights. Brian Bomac McIntyre told you this. That scares Canelo, because you take the weight advantage off the table. And I know people have the age-old saying in boxing, you can always take power down, but you can't take power up. You don't know that. And the reason I said you don't know that is that Canelo, when he made his jump from 154 to 168, Nobody saw him out there stopping people. But you put limitations on Crawford. Why? Why? Now, his ability to go from orthodox to southpaw, this will confuse Canelo because he has to think his way through multiple rounds. For example, if he's getting hit with that left jab, Canelo knows how to move and counter and defend against the left jab, but it's totally different when you're getting hit with the right. So there could be a time where Bud would switch stances twice in the middle of the fight, and his footwork would confuse Canelo. Not to mention, he's faster than a lot of people think so. Derek James was on Fight Hype saying as much. Bud is faster than what you think he is. And he's sneaky strong. He's sneaky strong. Now, if Crawford is jumping back and forth between styles and Alvarez can't cut the ring off and figure him out, this could be problematic and very worrying when it comes to the championship rounds, because now those legs are starting to get a little bit more tired. Now those punches don't have as much sting on them. Now you start to slow down and you start to go ahead and get his timing. And if this is Bud having all of these things happen to Canelo, remember, he's a smaller man coming up. So he's used to a high work rate. And if it's like Bivol, where he can actually just keep you off balance with that jab and then work to throw you more punches and bunches, he could possibly stop Canelo. It's not out of the realm of possibility. He's in Vegas, and they have to have that game plan already on the table if Terrence is going to be successful. Because Crawford, he can turn up. He can turn up, and Crawford turns it on late. That's another thing that puts doubt in a lot of the Canelo faithful. Yeah, they'll put on a brave face. They'll sit up here and tell you boxing is life, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, when you're at the press conference and you saw them get face-to-face, he was intimidated by Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford backed him down just walking. Terrence has an extensive background in wrestling, collegiate wrestling, not fake pro wrestling, collegiate wrestling. And his base alone was pushing Canelo back to the point where he felt threatened and he had to put his hand on Terrence and push him. I've never seen Canelo do that before, where he felt fear. That was fear. And they can spin it any way they want because they want the Canelo fans to come to their channels. I don't really care. I just want to see the fight. But I can tell you what I see. Being in boxing gyms and being around fighters, I can tell you that, look, I can tell you when a guy is hungry and he sees this as his opportunity. I can tell you what I see when a guy's in his prime and he's not going anywhere. Canelo has been on top for a long time. Does he even have the desire for this? He hasn't had a fight where he had to pull it all on the line. He just hasn't. This is the most defining fight in his career where he can't manipulate the outcome. And that bothers him. Do you even have the guts for this? Are you even strong enough? Are you tough enough? I don't know. But just what I see or what I saw, Canelo fans should be very worried. They should be very worried. Y'all know the drill. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern at App Stupid.